Now, let's get into the real stuff. Brace yourselves. Brace yourself! Brace yourself! Oh, God. I don't know what's worse. It's bad. Whew. I can't. But
I've got to start with Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG.
Congressperson, unless you know something we don't know. You know what? Who am I to say? She can choose her own pronouns and her own gender descriptions. None of my fucking business.
He joins us. Congressman, I notice, and I thank...
That's two. It is none of my business. It's none of my business. It's not my business. None of my business. Married only a year and already this bastard has a girlfriend.
Thank you for changing your schedule and joining us today. We got Caroline.
Yeah, you were so busy.
It's on deck. That because I saw your 20 tweet stream today. You know, we had the red.
Your 22. Oh God, do we have to look up what the fuck she got off on about? Let's go. MTG. She had a screed. She just blitzing him. Joe Biden, here's what he's doing. Selling our strategic petroleum reserve to the, oh God, whatever. Moms can't buy baby formula 8. Okay, so she's basically been tweeting all day. But this is the culminating video. This is an hour ago. Obviously, I mean, in theory, this would be before she was on that show. I don't know. Maybe this is yesterday. This is... Imagine being this confident in your fucking job. Congress is back in session, and it's always bad for the American people. Then leave. Go show us how it's done in the private sector. Get the fuck out of politics. Government can't do anything right. Elect me and I'll prove it.
Hi, everyone. Congress is back in session this week, and this is why it's always a problem for the American people.
Yes, you're on airplanes and traveling around the area. DC's a really nice town. I had a great time there last weekend, and the idea that you're back there kind of bums me out for everybody who works at a coffee shop or a sandwich shop within walking distance of the fucking Capitol. It's just I feel like I share their misery.
It's bad enough that Joe Biden is leading the effort to drain our strategic petroleum reserves.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Making it a true national emergency for...
It's so an emergency. Hold on one second. One second. You tell him, girlfriend. Tell him, okay? She knows what's going on, okay? I've been to like 65 of these rallies. She's been at every one of them right by my side. And you tell him.
For America. This is why gas prices are down.
That's right. This is why gas prices are down, because we're burning through the strategic petroleum reserves. It's your fucking fault, America. Where are you going? Come back here. I will not be ignored.
I know they're trying to give you other reasons, but the real reason...
Yeah, that's not the real reason. Not at all.
...is because November is coming.
That's right. November is coming, which doesn't sound as good as winter is coming, but that's a couple months later. Anyways, I got some driving to do myself now that I'm thinking about it.
Joe Biden and the Democrats know they have big problems.
They've got big problems. Like, hang on, I'll think of one. They have big problems. There's her? No, okay.
This is why gas prices are down, because they're draining our emergency reserves.
They're gutting our they're pouring it right into our tanks like
of millions of barrels of oil.
It's terrible.
What else is happening?
Well, yeah, what else going on? I mean, that's happening, of course, and that's terrible, and that's the end of the fucking world, okay? If I had a phone, I'd fucking throw it, okay?
Chuck Schumer in the Senate is leading an effort of $50 billion of your hard-earned tax dollars.
Oh, my tax hollers?
To pay for what? No, not a border wall, not funding the police to reduce crime.
No, there's like $100 million for that.
Not anything to lower inflation. It's all to send more money to another country's borders. That's Ukraine.
Well, I mean, it is working, but don't. You're right. You're right.
And also spend money for monkeypox, the one thing that no one is concerned about.
I don't know. I think this is an appropriate time to break this to you, but I will say that there is a small outbreak amongst gym rat sex gurus in the Savannah, coastal and central Georgia area. I'm not saying you should be totally concerned. I'm just saying you might want to, if you get any weirder lumps, anyways, might want to get them checked out. Just might want to get them. Maybe. I'm not worried about it, but you might. Because people, at the gym, they don't clean the bars after they're done. The little seats that they have on the little sit-up machine. Ugh. It's disgusting. That's why I do it in front of one of those mirrors that tell you how to exercise. I have one of those at home. It's an aftermarket. I got it on sale it was on Wayfair or whatever, right? Somebody said that the camera's always on, but I don't care.
Congress is always causing damage to our economy.
Yes, I blame Congress for monkeypox. I blame Congress for Ukraine winning. And I blame, most of all, Congress for how much gas we're burning going and doing things.
And putting the American people in debt.
Terrible.
Just wanted to give you a heads up on what's coming, and this is why.
The end of the world. Just so you know, the end of the world. That's what's coming. It is. That's what's coming. The end of the world. Look, am I prepared for the end of the world? Absolutely not. Am I going to look fabulous? Absolutely.
It's always a problem when Congress is in session.
You do realize you work there, right? You do realize that's your job. I'm just saying it's a little, you guys don't find that a little sketch? It's like working at a coffee shop and going, every time I open this, the world's coffee supply gets a little bit more bitter. Don't start getting excited because of this look. I'm not keeping this look, all right? Mind yourself, all right? Some of you are getting too excited. I'm getting out of there. Hold on. That was getting, people were getting a little horny in the chat with that look. I'm not going to keep that one around. I don't trust it at this point. Oh, hold on. Maybe this one. Oops, hold on. Oh my God, girlfriend. I have to say, you look fantastic. That's weird. My hair blinked on and off. I have to say that, has anybody ever told you walk like the Unabomber? I just walk like Unabomber. Walk like Unabomber. Can you look? I'm not saying you're guilty. I'm just saying, where did you get those shoes? I've been looking for a two-tone white-black pump for ages, and I can't find it. It's very upsetting. So you don't have to tell me. Don't tell me right now. Don't tell me right now. Okay? Don't tell me right now. Okay? Don't tell me right now. Because right, blubba zip. But just make a note and slip it under my door. That'll be fine. All right. Anyways, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. It's so funny that my hair is already long, so it's fairly easy for me to borrow some of the looks that they have on that thing. That's so fun. Anyways, I get carried away. I'm sorry. Some of this shit gets boring. Some of these fuckers are just dull. All right, let's get back to what she was talking about with Krusty.
Sermon that defiled and desecrated the Independence Hall a couple weeks ago.
Sermon. Oh, you mean the speech he gave about maggots? Right. That upset you, did it? Shocked. Shocked, I tell you.
And now to see the defilement and desecration of Ground Zero and of the whole memory of 9/11, to basically say from Senator Warner to Hillary Clinton to Mayorkas to Biden to Harris.
Oh, this is her thread 1 of 20. Oh yeah. So here's what he's talking about. This is MAGA Republicans are being labeled as extremists, dangerous. Democrats' ultimate goal is to label us as terrorists. But I ask you, what is more dangerous to America and people? Wide open borders, which we don't have. Republicans want tight, controlled borders and ports, whatever. Then pass the immigration bill that's out there. Okay. Democrats to fund the police? No, they don't. Fund and support the police? No, you don't. You attacked them on January 6th. High inflation costing everything. Fossil fuel giants leading to darkness. America last globalism. Allowing the market to self-correct based on the freedom of consumer choices, driving supply and demand. Cutting government regulations. So don't release any oil from the strategic reserve, I think is where she's going. Raising taxes on the middle class and families, giving corporate release their donors loopholes. No, that's your guy. Tax cuts and savings for all middle class and families, ending government tax incentive control, which industries survive, allow people to choose through consumer choice and whatever, blah, blah, blah. We do this, they do this. We do this, they do this. We do this, they do this. And the worst thing that can happen is that any of these bills get passed no matter what.
Say, we don't need to worry about radical jihad because the problem that faces the country is...
No. It's you guys are the biggest domestic threat. You're not the biggest threat. Believe me, you're like 9 on the list. And you barely make it.
Domestic terrorism to essentially take one of the...
Sorry. One more time. What was that? He almost hit on.
Say, we don't need to worry about radical jihad because the problem that faces the country is domestic terrorism.
No. They're two separate things. Two for the price of one. Too many words.
Essentially take one of the most solemn days in not just the calendar, but in American history and defile it like they did. Give me your assessment, please, ma'am.
Please, ma'am. Congressman / ma'am.
Absolutely, Steve. Well,
he just ma'amed her. I just want you to know he ma'amed her.
Also have to remember that the same courts and judges that are on the verge of not handing the masterminds of 9/11 a death sentence, which these people absolutely deserve a death sentence, are the same courts and judges who are persecuting people all in the name of politics. They have weaponized the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the court. Again,
no, they haven't. If Joe Biden wanted to weaponize the Justice Department, and that sounds really quiet, her voice is really low, that's on their end. If Joe Biden wants to weaponize the Department of Justice, the first thing he would do is tell them to leave Steve Bannon alone and don't go after anybody related to the Save America PAC, because those guys are doing the Lord's work by stealing money from maggots. If Biden was weaponizing the Justice Department, he wouldn't go after Trump's crimes.
And these judges are handing down unbelievable sentences on...
No, quite believable.
...people who walked in the Capitol on January 6th. Now, here's the...
Yeah, they walked in the Capitol over a police officer that they participated in beating.
Different than the thread of people being interviewed from our Vice President Kamala Harris to Hillary Clinton and others. These are the same people that cheered on and funded BLM riots. Kamala Harris has been even promoting a bail bond link to bail out criminal rioters that were destroying the American city streets and communities and burning.
Yeah, no. People who were scooped up in that part of it, but were peaceful protesters. That's why they were targeting specific people.
Burning them down. Also, the same rioters that attacked the White House, so President Trump had to be swept to safety. They are the
Sorry, what? Trump had to be swept to safety?
Communities and burning them down. Also, the same rioters that attacked the White House, so President Trump had to be swept to safety.
Hold on. Wait a second. First of all, asshat, nobody attacked the fucking White House. Nobody stormed the goddamn. You don't get to rewrite the fucking history books that broadly. Secondly, swept. He ran to the fucking bunker, you dumbass. He didn't you hear him? He just wanted to take a look at it. He just wanted to see it. They're like, we're fine. He's like, can I maybe take a look at it? Can I get? I'm just seeing if it maybe needs some. Perhaps it needs a Diet Coke button. Has anybody thought of that? Has anybody checked? Let's go check right now. Let's go check. Everybody, we're going to so says the president, we're going to check the basement bunker right now to make sure that there is a Diet Coke button. I just want to see for myself.
Safety. They are the extremists. The Democrats are the party of extremism.
Yes, extreme infrastructure bills, extreme CHIPS Act, the extreme unemployment insurance for people who couldn't go to work because there was a pandemic. The extremity of...
That's why I put out that long thread today, because GOP messaging needs to be on point.
Yeah, and that really did it. Thank you for doing that. It's there. We can take a look at it whenever we want. I notice you didn't bring up the PACT Act, which you voted against. It's not important.
And we need candidates to use this messaging, and Republicans all over the country to take what I defined 20 thread today, defining the difference between Democrat ideology and policy.
This is great. Great quality. The audio is spot on. I feel like we're getting the important words, of which there are none. But
support radical extremism that forgive BLM and Antifa rioters, but are persecuting J6ers.
Yes, they're being persecuted. Not all of them, obviously. A lot of them just went home with a slap on the wrist. The ones that beat cops near to death.
The same policies that promote big government Marxism in America.
Big government Marxism. Well, I think technically speaking, when it comes to Marxism, there's no small government Marxism. It just doesn't work that way. And secondly, no.
Last globalism. The same
globalism, as in jubilism. It's the Jubilee.
Policies that are protected.
Yeah, it's mom and pop Marxism. It's like my old man had a Marxism wagon. He would go around the neighborhood and give to each according to their needs and take according to their abilities. Like whatever.
Medical scientific experimentation on children and promoting an industry that wants to give vasectomies, hysterectomies, castration to kids, and a woke union.
This is the whole transgenderism is going to take over and they're going to start severing kids' genitals.
Controlled educational system in America.
And that all Democrats are for that, by the way. That's generally what we're all for, is that we're for top surgery for 10-year-olds, that kind of shit. And castration for children who, yeah. That is the current thought. And a lot of their reference comes from this British clinic that people are suing now for not properly treating kids who had like social disorders or other stuff, that instead of being transgender, they thought they were transgender because of TikTok or something else, but they really had other issues, including autism and other things, and that they just acted on it and kind of sped it along. And there's lawsuits around that or whatever, and that's not what's going on here, but there you go.
Which has led our education system to failure. And
well, I'm tormented by this because I think she went to public schools. So did I, though. So your results may vary, perhaps.
Taking away rights from parents. That's the Democrats are. They are the party of extremism. They are the party that is responsible for high rate crime, murder, gun control, a border that's out of control. And
we're responsible for high rates of gun control. You wish. I wish.
Inflation that will not stop. This is the party that
it will
going to plunge us into darkness.
Because they want windmills that kill birds and give people cancer.
Because they are promoting their taxpayer-funded green energy scams and destroying fossil fuel energies. But Republicans are 1,000% all for freedom and for stopping the tyranny.
Yeah, 1,000% all for freedom. That's what they're for. That's what they're absolutely for. Hold on. There's something that comes up that I'm just saying might give the impression that isn't 100% true. Let's see if I can find this right here. Yeah.
You stated that the repeal of Roe v. Wade would mean that every state will decide if abortion is legal and on what terms. And you said that was the most constitutionally sound way of dealing with the issue. And here you are introducing a nationwide 15-week limit. I'm wondering how you square those two statements.
Pretty easy. After they introduced the bill to define who they are, I thought it'd be nice to introduce a bill to define who we are. So,
There you go.
That was compatible life in 16 weeks. I had regular appointments. I did everything right, and at 16 weeks, we found out that our son would likely not live. When he was born, he lived for 8 days. He bled from every orifice of his body, but we were allowed to make that choice for him. You would be robbing that choice from those women. What do you say to someone like me?
Here's what I would say. The world pretty much has spoken on this issue. The developed world has said at this stage into the pregnancy, the child feels pain, and we're saying we're going to join the rest of the world and not be like Iran. As to your particular case, there'll be exceptions for life of the mother and rape and incest. But
There are no exceptions in this bill.
well, ma'am, there were 55,000 abortions after the 15-week period. And I think we're resolved to get America back in line with the rest of the world, and we won't.
Yeah, no, there aren't.
Know where America is until we vote, until we.
So, and also, can we just point out the fact that this fucker is following Europe's lead? Again, like the next time they start yammering on about green energy and shit like that and how it should be off the table. He wants some European countries' abortion limitations, but he doesn't want anything else from there. It's just fucking stupid.
We debate, and so to my Democratic friends,
you have none.
You're going around calling all of us every name you can think of.
No, that's not fair. I can think of a lot more names that I don't call you, because it would be insulting to people who actually go by those names.
We're a bunch of wackos.
That's true, though. That's, yeah, true. All right. Points, Graham. Yes, you're a wacko.
Your idea is wacko, not ours.
Yeah, well, all right. That's an adult argument.
Let's vote. Let's vote. Give me a chance to vote on this bill. We'll take her considerations and we'll vote. Now, I guarantee if we have a debate on...
How are you going to take her considerations? It's not in your fucking bill, dummy.
Floor of the United States Senate, where we can explain what we're doing versus what they would do, we'll do really well with the American people. And over time, God willing, we're going to be like the rest of the world and not like Iran at the federal level when it comes to abortion. We're going nowhere. Thank you very much.
All right. That's the argument right there. That's them 1,000% for freedom.
Tyranny of the Democrat Party. I want
the tyranny of the Democrat Party. Democratic, but
people to take that threat. I want this.
Yeah, we are the Democracy Party, by the way.
And I want Republicans to win because the American people need to know who the real extremists are, and that is the Democrat.
quick, ask her a question about JFK Jr. When's he coming back?
Why do I have to go
What
to your thread to see this is the best counter argument? I mean, it's a referendum of Democrats. I get that. But people have to know, particularly independents and Democrats, what am I buying into? Why do I have to go?
It's weird. Why do I have to go to Marjorie Taylor Greene's feed to get this information? Because no one else is dumb enough to believe it?
Go to MTG's thread to get that, ma'am.
I mean, why do you have to sift through all the other shit that's on there to see this? It's really good, but is it worth the price?
Why is that not messaged everywhere?
I don't know, but I hope they take the message. I hope they copy it. I don't care if they steal it. I want the Republican Party, the GOP.
So what a communist. If it's a worthwhile argument, you should be able to sell it. Fucking commies, am I right?
Messaging, thinking that they're going to win races based on inflation and gas prices is an absolute fault, and it's a bad.
Oh, I beg your pardon? Hang on, what?
Thread to get that, ma'am. Why is
the GOP messaging, thinking that they're going to win races based on inflation and gas prices is an absolute fault, and it's a bad narrative.
Yeah, that's our argument. That Republicans who think they're going to win based on inflation and gas prices is wrong. Hey, yeah, true. Yeah, but that's because you don't have anything fucking else, too.
Gas prices are going down. They're under $3.
Yes, the question on everyone's mind is, how is Elvis, and have you seen him lately? Right, Aaron?
In a lot of states. That's because Democrats aren't stupid. They know they have to be able to lower gas prices.
I feel seen.
Any way they can going into November. And inflation, unfortunately, isn't high enough that's hurting people yet. It's high. It's going to keep going up, but that's not what is going to drive people to the polls.
Yeah, her real problem is in her area, she's seeing people at stores. And that is freaking her the fuck out.
The American people are fed up with the woke ideology, communist nature of the Democrat Party. Knowing the truth about them is what's going to drive them to vote, but they have to understand who Republicans are. We have to
Yeah, we certainly can't tell from your behavior.
Outline what we seek for, the policy that we present, how it will help people's jobs, businesses, their kids' future, their children's education, their ability to have freedom of speech, not only in the workplace, but on social media and in the town square.
Nobody gives a fuck about having quote-unquote freedom of speech on social media because it's not required. You can have a social media account or not. It's not going to affect your fucking life.
We have to define that. So I did that today because I'm tired of it not being defined. And I hope Republicans... And
you didn't have anything else to do because you're not on any committees and you're not drafting any fucking bills. Here's a good idea, dipshit. If you want to take a page out of Lindsey Graham's book, sit down and on all those, like, whatever that bullshit thread you were doing, write a bill on each one of those. Put some ink to paper, craft what that means. See, but that would take an action. You'd have to do your goddamn job. And you can't do your job and produce things and actually be functional as a member of Congress and sell the narrative that Congress can't and won't do anything.
And it's everywhere. Use it. I hope the GOP takes it and
No, they pass. They won't. Just saying.
Uses it. We need to produce ads about it.
Yeah. Write ads based on that.
Put it every single place we can, Steve, because this is what the American people want. This is what Republicans stand for.
Yeah, the last thing they want is to get out of Afghanistan, get everyone vaccinated, pass a rescue plan, pass a CHIPS Act, pass comprehensive immigration reform, gun control, and the Inflation Reduction Act, and clean our air and our water. And it's just rural broadband infrastructure. That's not what they want. What they want is bumper sticker bills on cultural issues that are even more grotesque than some of the online conversations that happen.
So walk me through, this is a comprehensive kind of look at what, how.
Yeah, this is working out very well. Yeah, no, I got it. Walk me through this is a thing where people are, if I'm not mistaken, this is, what the fuck are you saying?
Republicans and MAGA Republicans and conservative Republicans.
Yeah, I mean, these are different groups, obviously.
Look at things differently.
Sure.
Than these left-wing Democrats. And you kind of go through chapter and verse. Here's what I don't get.
Yeah, chapter and verse, tip of the spear, armor-piercing shell.
Because we're going to have Dave Walsh on here in a moment.
Oh, fuck, not Dave Walsh. Who's Dave Walsh? I don't care.
An energy expert.
Oh, okay. So, little did I see, I thought he an energy expert. Now you've got me hooked.
Who's going to tell you that, exactly what you said. They've pumped the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to as low as 1984 and also had to do everything about your personal life to have a drop in aggregate demand to get the gasoline prices below $4, to get it below $3 if they can, because they understand that's a tripwire. But
well, the one thing they can't do to really lower gas prices, of course, is have another pandemic and have someone fuck it up so enormously that oil prices crash.
All these things are inflation. It's horrible. What they've done to the economy is terrible. But there's a broader palette than that to paint on. Why does it take Marjorie Taylor Greene, once again, to be at the forefront, to push the real message that the American people need to hear, particularly independents and Democrats and people that don't...
Yeah, it's weird. Why is it that they can't just look around at reality and come to this conclusion on their own? Fucking reality.
Pay attention to politics that closely.
Well, Steve, it's because you and I are cut from the same cloth.
Yes, you are. You're both cut from the same cloth. It's burlap cloth that's been used as a shit catcher for a Central Park horse ride.
You know how to walk and chew bubble gum at the same time.
Yes, walk, chew bubble gum, and plant pipe bombs. I'm kidding. Simmer.
We aren't bought and paid for by the swamp, and we aren't here to tell the truth. And the reason why I felt that needed to be defined today
is that I just felt like tweeting up a storm.
Is because I wasn't seeing anyone else do it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost as if it's such a dumb idea, it never occurred to anyone else.
And I wasn't seeing anyone else do it in such a simple way.
Yes, and that's what we can count on you to be simple. 20
tweets, so easy. And it outlines what Republicans stand for. We're not going to allow them to label us extremists.
Are you going to fix your audio, though? Because I'm about done with this bullshit.
We know, as for a matter of fact, Democrats are the extremists, and they are the party that...
Okay, so she's just repeating the same shit over and over again, and the audio sucks. That was fun. I'm just... I don't... Look, I won't cut a piece and take clips from it, but I do reserve the right occasionally to bail out when the audio sucks and they're just repeating the same shit over and over and over. And basically, this is just she came on to Steve Bannon's show to sell a Twitter thread. That's how bad it is in MAGA world. That's how bad. She came on Bannon's show just to promote a Twitter thread. Same day, by the way, that Biden is out talking about the Inflation Reduction Act in public, and this is their answer.